What makes a car cool? No, seriously, what makes a car cool? Does it have to be cool looking? Or should it sound cool? Should it be really new or really old? Does it have to be fast? Should it set a blistering lap time? Does it need to be unique or different from an average car, say? Should it be valuable or rare? For a car to be cool, I think it has to have at least one of these qualities. And yet, somehow, the R32 Skyline GT-R has all of these qualities. Hang on, I'll explain. It's a great looking car. Not quite beautiful, but certainly handsome. It's simple in its design. It sounds amazing. The twin turbocharged inline 6-cylinder provides a soundtrack filled with pops and bangs and whistles and whooshes. The car's age determine how cool it is? Maybe. But in the case of this 1989 GT-R, well, it's older than me. And yet, somehow, it performs like something from the modern era. So, I'd say that's pretty cool. Is it fast? Well, yes. Yes, it's fast. Don't let the internet fool you either. 500 plus horsepower is more than enough power. And yes, it will set a blistering lap time. In fact, Sean, the owner of this GT-R, has set it up to do just that. There's not much of an interior. There's no air conditioning, no creature comforts, really. Its job is to drive to the track, rip hot laps all day, and drive home. And that's cool. Is it unique or different than an average car? Well, let's start with the fact that this is a right-hand drive vehicle. That alone is enough street cred in the United States to be qualified as cool. It's a made-in-Japan, for-Japan car that turns heads everywhere you go, all around the world. And finally, is it rare or valuable? And the answer, once again, is yes. This is an uncommon car. You will not see one every day. In the United States, you might see one once a year if you're lucky. Oh, and if value is what you seek, well, this thing ain't exactly cheap.
So we can agree that the R32 GT-R is cool for all of these reasons, but what about how it makes you feel? Is the way a car drives and performs the ultimate definition of cool? Let's go for a drive and find out. All right, so we're back in the R32 Skyline GT-R for the full review. Now, I have to say, the more and more I drive this thing, the more and more confidence I have to push it, and that's important in any car, but especially a sports car. It's not intimidating to drive. Here's third gear, super linear, all the way, and that wasn't even red line. That wasn't even close to red line. So the fact that you can have this much power, but have it be manageable and controllable, is really, really impressive, especially from a car that was built in 1989. So does this drive like a brand new car? No, absolutely not. I'm not saying that. I'm not going to try and make that claim. That's just not true. However, does it have the same confidence or the same stability and power delivery and all these characteristics as a new car? Sure, it has some of those things. Is it different to drive? Is it difficult to get used to? Kinda. It's definitely different driving on the right-hand side. That is something that I was very excited to experience the first time I drove this car, and now driving it again, I feel as though it's, I don't want to say the fun factor is worn off. That's certainly not true, but certainly it's a lot easier to track the car down the road and manage myself within the lane. That's gotten a lot easier, and that just takes seat time. It's just like anything else. Now, the power, as I've mentioned, very, very easy to get used to. Could it get you in a lot of trouble? There's no doubt. There's no doubt about it. That's with any car. You could get in trouble with anything, honestly, over 300 horsepower, in my opinion. Now we're talking about something with 500 plus horsepower, but it's got all-wheel drive. Now, it blows my mind that a car of this age still delivers the power to the ground as well as this car does. You can floor it in first gear, the thing hooks up. You can floor it in second gear, the thing hooks up. So there's really not any time where you feel like the car is going to step out on you, and that's important in a driver's car, and it's especially important in a car that's going to make trips to the track, which this car does. This car is essentially a track car with license plates, and it's made to drive to the track, go really fast, go do hot laps all day, and drive home. And that's what it's made to do, or at least that's what the owner of this car has set this car up to do. Now, everyone who owns an R32 may not take it to the track. In fact, the owner of this car probably tracks his R32 more than anyone else in the United States. I'm willing to go out on a limb and say that. He's been everywhere from Road Atlanta to Watkins Glen and everywhere in between. So if you want to, you can build a car that's more than 30 years old to do things that new cars can't do. It just takes time and money and development. So it's really, really, really impressive to me that a car that's 31 years old can drive as well as this car does. Now, the brakes are fantastic. It has AP Racing brakes. The car has stayed within 20 degrees of when I started it. HKS intercooler up front. It sticks around corners. Bridgestone Potenza RE71R tires, one of my favorite tires on the market. The car is set up to do really, really good things really, really fast. And I would never thought I would be talking so highly about a 31-year-old car, but here I am, and I'm impressed. Well, there's no denying the R32 Skyline GT-R is a cool car. It's set up so well. Sean has done an amazing job with this car, so we cannot thank him enough for allowing us to drive it again. We had a ton of fun filming this one. We hope you enjoyed it, and please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you in the next video, and don't forget to get out and drive. Have you ridden in this? You ready? There's the brakes. So, yeah. Want to make sure you got something out of this.
Yeah, that was nice.